history is often shaped not by periods of stability, but by moments of crisis that expose the strengths and weaknesses of nations. Between 2006 and 2026, the world experienced an extraordinary sequence of political upheavals and economic shocks that transformed societies, challenged governments, and reshaped the international order. From the collapse of global financial markets and the revolutionary wave of the Arab Spring to Brexit, the COVID-19 pandemic, and the Russia-Ukraine war, these events demonstrated how deeply political stability and economic prosperity are interconnected. As governments struggled to respond to growing public dissatisfaction, inflation, debt burdens, geopolitical rivalries, and technological disruption, the world entered one of the most turbulent periods of the 21st century. The period from 2006 to 2026 illustrates that political crises and economic turmoil are rarely isolated phenomena. Rather, they reinforce one another in a cycle that can reshape nations and alter the course of global history. By examining major financial collapses, political revolutions, debt crises, populist movements, pandemics, wars, and governance challenges across different regions, this essay argues that economic instability frequently fuels political unrest, while political dysfunction often deepens economic hardship. Understanding this relationship is essential for explaining the transformations of the modern world and for identifying lessons that may help prevent future crises. Write a comprehensive, analytical, and academically rigorous essay of approximately 15,000 words on the theme Political Crisis and Economic Turmoil, 2006 to 2026. Begin by examining the global political and economic environment before the 2008 financial crisis, including the expansion of globalization, financial markets, international trade, technological development, and economic optimism. Analyze the structural weaknesses that emerged during this period, such as rising debt levels, financial deregulation, speculative investment, housing market bubbles, growing inequality, and declining public trust in political institutions. Explain how these vulnerabilities contributed to the global financial crisis of 2007 to 2009, discussing the collapse of major financial institutions, recession, unemployment, government bailouts, and the resulting political consequences. Evaluate how the crisis undermined confidence in governments, increased political polarization, and created conditions for future instability. Examine the wave of political upheaval that followed the financial crisis, particularly the Arab Spring and the Eurozone debt crisis. Analyze the economic and political conditions that fueled unrest in Tunisia, Egypt, Libya, Syria, and Yemen, including corruption, unemployment, authoritarian governance, and social inequality. Discuss the different outcomes of these movements, ranging from political transition to prolonged conflict and humanitarian crises. At the same time, evaluate the sovereign debt crisis in Europe, focusing on Greece, Spain, Portugal, Ireland, and Italy. Explain the causes of the crisis, the implementation of austerity measures, public reactions, social consequences, and the impact on European integration. Assess how both the Arab Spring and the Eurozone